Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the St. Louis Cardinals. The season is over. Well, not quite. We're in the World Series, but I wanted to stop here at the International Free Agent Showcase. Season went not well. We went 70 and 92. We played better, honestly, those last 2 months that you guys weren't around for, 13 and 15, 13 and 11. So we played 500 ball the last 2 months of the year, but I mean, couldn't hit, couldn't pitch, couldn't really do anything well. And we ended up 70 and 92. And again, before we dive into this, I just want to thank everybody for the support so far on this series. It's been great. If you could continue to just leave the video likes, continue to leave comments that we can engage in and we can talk about. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Just all that good stuff. It's appreciated. And then again, you can join our Discord, which is I'll leave the link below. There's about 70 of us there right now. It's a small group, but it's active right now, especially given the release of 26. So let's just take a look at how things ended for us. Then we'll look at kind of the season at the league stats and kind of go from there. So Michael McGreevy, he rebounded. He truly did. I mean, didn't pitch badly. A sub 5 ERA, but again, that FIP at 3.51 suggests he was a little bit unlucky. Only gave up 13 home runs in 162 innings. I mean, he wasn't bad, wasn't great, but if he's your number 5, you're not in terrible shape. Sonny Gray didn't have a bad year, 3.39 ERA. Gave us 3 WAR. He was good. I mean, we can afford having that on our roster, and if maybe we can pick up an ace next season and slot Sonny Gray into that 3 spot, who knows. Estrada bounced back. It still wasn't a great end of the season for him. He gave us a 6.19 ERA, but he settled down, and you can see some drastic change in his BABIP here. He was pretty lucky with San Diego, pretty unlucky with us, but he bounced back, ended up leading the league in saves. Zach Thompson, we called him up. He was, was what he was. Palante, again, not terrible. I mean, I guess he was actually pretty bad. I take that back. Ryan Fernandez was middling. Slayton, we picked up from the Red Sox at the trade deadline, had a pretty nice year for us, 114 ERA plus, ground ball guy, high work ethic, still making the league minimum. I'll take it. Most of these guys are going to be gone. Lautos, likely to be gone next season. He is just making the minimum, so maybe we keep him, because we can. Matz is obviously gone next year. John King, probably gone next year. Overused. I mean, he truly is a loogie, but even that isn't great. Paplum, we picked him up in the deal with Estrada. The control's not good. Maybe he can work on that in the development lab. I don't know. We'll see. Mikolas will be gone. He led us in wins with 11. Contreras wasn't terrible with us. Slightly below average ERA plus, less than a hit an inning. Maybe gave up a few too many home runs, but it wasn't awful. And again, there's some room for growth there maybe. And then Liberatore was bad as well. So not a whole lot to hold on to here. McGreevy, Gray, Estrada, Slayton, Contreras. Everybody else I could take or leave. You're looking at defensive stats. So Ciani and Wynn were electric defensively. Victor Scott gave us some really good defense in a short time. But everybody else was, Gorman was bad, but again, I think part of that was because he wasn't playing first base at the beginning of the season, so he didn't have the stats for it, but I think going forward, he'll probably be okay. Walker was terrible in right field. I don't know what we're going to do with Jordan Walker, because he was bad with the bat, too, although it did get better over the course of the season. If you look at Jordan Walker, you look at his batting splits, much better in August and September. Gave us almost a WAR in those 2 months, hit 8 home runs, but still a ways off. Herrera had a good year, probably miscast as the leadoff hitter, or definitely miscast as the leadoff hitter. But put together a decent enough season as a rookie. Siani, most of that is from his defense. Mason Wynch struggled with the bat. Again, most of his value comes from his defense. Newt Barr ended up with 25 home runs with a really low batting average. David Hamilton was a really nice pickup, as I anticipated he would be. 274, 341, 430, stole 20 bases in 62 games, and played essentially an average second base, maybe a little bit better than average second base. So no problem with David Hamilton as well. Arenado, not great. Ratings are starting to dip for Nolan. He may be an off-season casualty. Paredes wasn't good in his time with us. I would like maybe to make Paredes our first baseman, which allows us to stick Walker at DH, but that forces Gorman over to third, and I don't know that he can do that with that arm, so we'll have some decisions to make. Burleson had a decent enough season, 772 OPS, 116 OPS plus, 115 WRC plus. Give me just a second here. All right. I need to check something real quick. So I've had a couple people mention my resolution settings. I've got it maximized. I'm not sure what else I can do. I don't like playing on full screen. It just makes it hard for me to sort of manage things. So I'm not entirely sure. Change the font if I want to. Maybe I can increase the font size. What does that do? Let's take a look. Changes it a little bit, I think. Anyway, yeah, I mean, if it's really, really bad, tell me in the comments, and I'll mess around with it. I'm not a highly technical guy, so I just sort of load up the game, go into OBS, and screen share, and away we go. So if there's an easy way to make it easier on you guys, please tell me. Happy to do it. I just don't know if that option is there. So yeah. Anyway, so our prospects, we picked up Garcia from the Red Sox at the deadline. He was okay, and that power looks like we lost a little bit of that power. That was a 60 prior, right? Yeah, it was a 60. It's dropped to a 55, but still looks pretty good. That was the only prospect we traded for. Elwanger was our first round pick. His ratings dipped already. The potential stuff movement both dropped from 65 to 55 because of course it did. But he was pretty good in A-ball, so we might have a low ceiling, high floor kind of guy. And he's still young. I'm not really worried about it. But Appenzeller was our second round pick. He didn't get any time to play. His potential stuff dipped a little bit. Moore was our other second round pick. He didn't get a chance to play. His current contact dipped a little bit, which I don't really care about. I don't care about the current. I care about the potential at this point. So that's kind of where we are from a team perspective. We need to do international amateurs and then sim to the end of the regular season and then do the fun stuff, which is the off season. Any pitchers? We got two. We will invite them both. Let's do it from here. Batters. I might look for another scout too next season. Cleto Unho. Holy. Yep, we'll invite him. Chavez, yes. Esteban Nunez. A lot of catchers in this round of international amateurs. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can invite one more. Let's invite the other catcher. That's fine. We'll run practice for those 10. And now we just got to sim to the end of the playoffs. You can see it's the Orioles, Mariners, Dodgers, and Braves in the LCSs. We got some players retiring. Matt Lloyd. He was an indie ball guy. Yep, Played for the Sioux City Explorers back in 2023. Put up some decent numbers there, and went to the Cardinals. They also have, don't they have? I think I spelled it wrong. I think it's Bryan. Yeah. He's another indie ball guy. Played second base for the Milwaukee Milkmen. Those just ridiculous numbers. And he's played pretty well. And I completely forgot about Brian. We might have to get him some time on our big league roster here. As a former indie ball guy. Anyway, playoffs end. So Orioles, Mariners. The Dodgers swept the Braves. It's going to be the Dodgers and the Orioles in the World Series. I'd love to see the Orioles win. Don't want the Dodgers to. The Orioles are going to win. The Orioles take out the Dodgers easily in 5 games. That's a bit of a surprise. All right, so we built our farm system up. Apparently, it says we are the top farm system in the league, which that can't possibly be right, can it? It is. Okay. So Appenzeller and Elwanger are 9 and 10. All right. Well, that's fine. We go from whatever it was, 26 to first, 21st to first. New budget, payroll about 120. We got plenty of money to spend. I do want to, first and foremost, bump these up. All right. So what do we got to do? We got to do. I don't care about our goals. Off-season, arbitration. Major League Baseball has lowered the number of. You know what? Normally I play with League Evolution on, but I don't think we're going to do that. So we're going to put this back at 40. We're going to put this back at 28, and then we are going to turn off automatic. Or let's, what do I want? I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't care if everything else changes. I don't care. No, I don't want the DH removed. I don't want the active roster size improved. So expansion, more or less pitching, relocation, I'm fine with all that. That stuff we'll leave. So the first thing we got to do is development. We got to do the development lab. So let's start sorting this by age, I guess. So Mason Wynn, let's work on his batting eye, I think. He's still got some growth there. Work on the batting eye for plate discipline, I guess, for Mason Wynn. I have 10 slots for the development lab. Jordan Walker, same thing. Work on the batting eye. Herrera, we want to work on his defense at catcher. McGreevy, let's work on his secondary pitches. I feel like he's got some potential there. He had a good season for us. Nolan Gorman, let's work on his gap power. Paredes, let's work on quality of contact. Contact potential, yeah. Quality of contact for Paredes. These guys, I don't want to say they're too old, but I would like. Do I want to invest? His ratings all dipped. That's frustrating. Yeah, let's put our last 4 into prospects. Weatherholt for sure. Let's continue to work on that batting eye for Weatherholt. He's never going to be a huge power guy, so if he can be our leadoff hitter. Garcia, work on batting eye for him as well. then Elwanger, work on his control. And we got one more. Should probably go to a guy in his 20s. Yeah, Waylon. Let's go to Waylon. Let's work on his control as well. Proof control. All right, so that is our development lab. We'll get notifications in about a month and a half telling us how they're doing. We'll get one on Herrera in a couple of weeks. Now from here, I don't think there are any other emails I need to look at. Mike Hazen gets fired. Mike Rizzo gets fired. Pirates get sold. We got the 9 and 10 prospects in the game. It was a good draft for us, assuming they stay that good. All right, I want to look for scouts. Scouting director. Do we have anybody who is Brent Hemphill? It says he's been around for 20 years, but he clearly hasn't. But we're going to go, how old is he? He's 53, so we should get a handful of years out of Brett. I think we can offer Hemphill. We'll offer him a 3-year contract. We'll fire Randy Flores. Now we have to go to arbitration. Matz and Mikolas are both gone. Garcia, we need to put him on the 40-man. Otherwise, he is a free agent. Fabian will put on the 40-man. Crooks, we will put on the 40-man. Now let's go back to arbitration. Anybody we want to re-sign? Barrios is just 25. Wasn't particularly good. You know what? I think we just go in here and we'll do it this way here in year one. I don't want to short our roster. We'll just come in and offer contracts to all of our minor league free agents. And now we can go to arbitration. All right, so we got to offer arbitration to Henkus, 2.6. We'll offer him 2.5. It's 25 million. And for those of you who are new to watching me do this, I always offer all of these players 1-year contracts because if they are popular, you will get those fan interest bumps that you won't get for going to arbitration. So it can be important, especially if you're trying to build up your fan interest. He signs them to the contract. You can typically sign them for less than what they're asking for, so you can save a tiny bit of money. And then when they sign, you get that fan interest increase. So Palante at 3.2. I mean, we may as well. We're gonna need bodies, right? We're not gonna be able to completely rebuild through free agency, so we are definitely gonna need some bodies. King, I think I am content till he's 31. Did he just get worse? Yeah, he did. He got worse at everything. And I don't think his... No, I mean, we can bring him back as a loogie. That's fine. It's only 1.7 million. It's nothing. 1.725, I guess. Now we get into some of the more expensive ones. Gorman wants 2, well, not terribly expensive. Gorman wants 2.8s. We should be able to do 2.65. No, it'll be 2.7. Yeah, all right, that's good. We'll save Paredes for last. Burleson wants 2.4, 2.3. Newbar wants 5.5. I mean, I don't know that he's worth 5.5. I mean, he did give us a 102 OPS last year, even with that 213 batting average, and he's good defensively. So yeah, Newbar, we'll bring him back. He wants 5.5. We should be able to do 5.25. Like that. Yep. And then Paredes will be the last one. 9.3. How many more years of ARB does Paredes have? One more after this one. So 9.4 and 10. 9.4 and 10. So if we offer him 5, I think I'm okay with that. Can we do that? We can. Yeah, I'm good with that. Takes him to 31. Gives us a power bat, 5 years, $60 million. Yeah, we can do that. And then Matz, Mikolas will both go. All right, so let's keep going. We're going to have some players not re-sign. Quinn Matthews wins the Pitcher of the Year in AAA. Yep, he got better. I'm glad we left him in AAA for the year. He will be up next season. Hempel. So we get our scouts, Paredes signs. Yeah, we don't get fan interest bumps for any of these players. That's interesting. What is our fan interest right now? 60. That's not super, but that's okay. We will build that up. Looks like most of the minor leaguers are signing their contracts. Most, not all. We do need to. What does our new scout think of Paredes? Yeah, doesn't think quite as highly of him, but still pretty darn good. What about Jordan Walker? New scout likes Walker just as much. What about Mason Wynn likes Mason? Yes, I think we're okay. Yep. All right. So Gold Glove tomorrow. Did we not win a Gold Glove? Dansby Swanson at short. Okay. And then center field, Brenton Doyle, really. Oh, we got robbed there. Got robbed. You can see the American League Gold Gloves. Next is relievers. Felix Bautista, and then in the NL, Ryan Kirkering of the Phillies. We will continue on. Silver Sluggers, American League, National League. You can pause if you would like. Rookie of the Year, American League goes to Kyle Teal of the White Sox. Good season for Kyle. The National League, Justin Crawford of the Phillies. We didn't look at where am I trying to go here? Stats. So American League leaders, and I'm not going to go through all these, but you can pause it if you want to take a look at some of the league leaders in some stuff. Joe Adele struck out 212 times. National League hitting leaders. Shohei 53 home runs. Shohei 46 stolen bases. So he led the league in both home runs and stolen bases. Again, put up 8.1 WAR. Pitching leaders. Glasnow leads the league in ERA. He's 13-3 with a 2. Ohtani with a 2.65 and 17 wins. Oh, that's Schwellenbach, excuse me. Ohtani had 15 wins. What a ridiculous year for Shohei Ohtani. American League. Reagan's, Max Fried. Gilbert with 16 losses. Cool. Historical simulation accuracy. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I've ever looked at that. At any rate, let's move on. Manager of the Year. Brandon Hyde and Dave Roberts. Cy Young is next. George Kirby and Glasnow. Top 3. All Dodgers. Look at this season from Ohtani. That is 11.9 WAR between his hitting and his pitching. He's a good baseball player. And the MVP, Cal Raleigh. Really interesting. Okay. I like it. And then Ohtani in the National League. All right. Salary arbitration. All right. So here, we get the update on Ivan Herrera's defense. So frustrated is okay. If you get struggling is a tough one, because struggling, you either need to cancel the program, in which case you get stuck with whatever the regression is. Frustrated is okay. It's just saying he's struggling with it, but he may still benefit. So we're going to continue on and allow him to continue forward with his development at catcher. Arbitration. We don't have anybody eligible for arbitration. Oh, we wanted to, I guess let's get to free agency. I want to see if we can trade Arenado at this point. With it only being 2 years and $15 million or something, there may be some holy heck. Okay, well, I know where our money's going. I just lost my train of thought because of that guy. We got a catcher with 65 power, 85 eye. Yep. Okay. What do we have for actual free agents? Kyle Tucker, Dylan Cease. All right, well. Front office, we got $78 million. Let's make a splash, shall we? Tony Gonzalez. That's a lot of money. He's 27. Let's offer him 6 at 35. Let's see if that's enough. 6-year, $210 million contract. I mean, this is absurd. And he can play the outfield. Can he hit? No, he can't hit. I mean, yeah, that's going to be our big go after here. So, I always like to come here when the season's over and just sort of rebuild the team and see what we've got. So we've got Herrera there, we've got Gorman at first, we've got Hamilton at second, we've got Wynn at short. Right now we've got Arenado at third. Left field is Nootbaar. Center field is Ciani. And then, yeah, I mean, I'd prefer Walker at DH. I'd prefer that. So let's see if we can trade Arenado. I'm happy to retain to do so. Encarnacion Strand, he's sort of fallen off a bit. He's only 25. Not bad against lefties. Bieber, 1 year at $16 million. He fell off the edge too. What if I retain it all? I mean, I would probably be fine with Encarnacion Strand, truth be told. But if we retain it all, we get a few more options. And we can treat this like a free agent signing, right? You know, maybe somebody who doesn't cost a lot. We can get for the cost of Nolan Arenado. Varsho if we want to improve our defense. Ryan McMahon, if he wasn't making that much money, might not be bad. AJ Puck. Free agent after this year. We can always use some bullpen help. So what if we back this off to like 70%? They can't afford it. Okay, so we can back off this and I want to give, I mean, Tink Hence, no, he looks okay. Fabian, I mean, I give up Sam Robert, I don't care. Yeah, all right, so we get AJ Puck. as a bullpen arm. We're going to trade Arenado. We're going to retain 80%. So we're going to retain 12 of the 15 or 16, which will give us another $3 or $4 million to play with. But I am fine with that. Fans don't like it. The clubhouse doesn't like it, but it now puts us in a position where we can do this. So now we just need a right fielder. And maybe the answer is Garcia if he can develop in the offseason. We will see. Matthews is going to get called up as well. So from a pitching perspective right now, yeah, it ain't good. But if we pick up Tony Gonzalez, that obviously is going to help a ton. Let's go into, ideally a right fielder and then another bullpen arm or two. Tony Romero is the kind of the secondary reward, I guess, if we can't sign Gonzalez. Scouting report on him. What do we got for outfielders? Okay, so all of these guys require comp picks, which I'm not averse to giving up because it's just a third-round pick, but Winker, no. Tucker, where did he play last year? Played right field for the Cubs and played pretty well, but he wants $35 million. Bellinger wants 25. He's very good defensively as well. Good with the bat, but that's a lot of money. Ryan O'Hearn. Oh, it's more money than I'm going to give him. Yeah, once you get outside of those top 3 or 4, there ain't much here. Austin Hayes looks okay. He's not great defensively. He's terrible out and right. All right, let's look at relievers, and then we will kind of see how things go with Gonzalez. Devin Williams. Bring Helsley back. Customize. I want demand and free agent type. Yeah. So Diaz and Williams both would require a comp pick, which I'm not prepared to do. Raciel Iglesias had a pretty good season. Maybe we can bring him in. Not on the cheap, but maybe we can bring him in. Chris Martin had a really good season. His control dipped. I don't know, maybe in Iglesias and Martin. I'm not giving you 4 years, man. I'll give you 2 years at 9. Martin wants 9.5. No. He wants 2 years. I'm not giving him 2 years. All right, let's. Have we run this yet? I don't know that we've run international scouting in November. No, we haven't. All right, let's get to next month. Let's see what sorts of answers we get. I got Henkes on. I forgot about Henkes. Right, he's going to be with the team next year too. Let's get to next month. Well, that was easy. Okay, that was really easy. So we signed Tony Gonzalez to a 6-year, $210 million contract. 6'1", 200-pound righty is our ace. And, he's got some splits. He's still above average against lefties. Righties aren't going to touch him, but, well, that'll work. Okay. So we get our ace. That was not quite what I was expecting, but I will take it. And then we'll do something like that. All right. We still have some money. We're going to get to next month. Yeah, that wasn't expected. I was expecting to have to go back and forth with other teams, but 6 years, $35 million. We'll take him till he's 33. We're the Cardinals, so we should be able to build up fan interest over the course of a couple of years here. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here, and then here, and then here. Off-season center, free agents. Iglesias favors our offer. So if we sign Iglesias, I think I'm fine with our bullpen because we'll have Estrada, Slayton, we'll have Contreras, Puck, Henkes. So I think I'll be okay with our bullpen. From a lineup perspective, yeah, I mean, I still think we need another bat or two, but I don't know where that bat's going to come from. Because I'm not, well, I mean, maybe we do give up a draft pick for, God, that's a lot of money for Kyle Tucker, man. How many years does he want? He wants 5 years, and I mean, I don't like those last 3 seasons, but maybe I can front load it. What about Bellinger? What does he want? He wants less money. He wants more. I mean, what if we did 3 years? What if we did that for Bellinger? Would he take 3 years? I think I would be okay with that for Bellinger. You got Alex Bregman. Oh, there are a lot of players here because I was only looking at outfielders before. Right. Look at all the comp picks, though. I mean, I'm okay giving up because it's going to be a 3rd round pick. So Tucker would require more money. But maybe we can front load it. Maybe I can't really front load it much. I don't have much money for free agents. And then I think I actually have even less for extensions. All right, let's be smart about this. Very popular. Bellinger, very popular. Tucker's the better player. Tucker is the better player. That's about a $10 million. Is he, though? I mean, he's got more power. Let's do it this way. Let's look at one of the new features, shall we? Let's go here and compare player. So you see one of the new features is they've added in just these pluses, which make it easy to kind of determine. Yeah, he is the better player. He is absolutely the better player. Contact is the same. Avoid Ks is higher. Power is higher. Eye is better. It's a better base runner. I think defensively they're similar. Yeah, Bellinger's a little bit better in the outfield. But is that difference worth $11 million or whatever it's going to be? Because I bet I could get him to take this deal. Ooh, I don't want the no trade clause, though. He wants the no trade clause. Does Tucker want a no trade clause? No. Can I just get you to do the 3 years? Like that? Okay. 3 years, $96 million. Let's do it. Relatively short-term contract for a player who, I don't know. Am I getting out over my? I mean, I'm bringing in a 28-year-old and a 27-year-old. I don't feel like we're not bringing in like. I mean, Gonzalez, obviously that contract is a little bit longer, but I think it's worth it. I don't know that he's even going to sign that, so let's see if he's interested in coming in on 3 years like that. So Iglesias, okay, so Herrera got no improvement. That's fine. Let's go back to player development. We should probably do something with Quinn Matthews here, just because he's our. Let's work on his control. Yeah, I think we'll hold off on adding another pitcher. Maybe we can find somebody in the Rule 5. Have we heard anything from Tucker yet? Dylan Cease with the Giants. We get our scouting upgrade here on Gonzalez. Yep. Works for me. It looks like maybe he's not quite as good as we thought, but yeah. All right. We're going to Muto with Milwaukee. We got Hall of Fame voting. We will do that. We'll vote for Beltran. Burley deserves to be in. He's not going to get in, but I'm going to vote for him. King Felix. Torrey Hunter. Andrew Jones. Vote for Pedroia because Red Sox. Vote for Manny because Red Sox. Vote for Pettit. Vote for A-Rod. They all deserve to be in. And then Ichiro. Sabathia deserves to be in. He only won one Cy Young, really? We're going to take Burley off and we're going to put Sabathia in there. Interesting. All right, winter meetings coming up. Let's see who is on the trade block. Not that we can. Let's look at pitchers. Really? The Red Sox put Crochet on the trade block after one season. I'm just curious, like, is there any way to get this done? How is Matthews up to a 70? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong scouting. I mean, are you kidding me? This gets us Garrett Crochet. I mean, oof. He's what, 26? His contract is up after this season. No, we're not going to do it. I mean, I could do it. Can we do something like this? We bring in Connor Wong to replace Ivan Herrera. I can't give up both of these guys, though. Can't give up Matthews. What happens if I pull McGreevy? This was not what I expected to have happen here in the in this off season. What if I do this? They have to have Quinn Matthews. Can't do it. Can't do it. Be fine with McGreevy. Be fine with McGreevy. Herrera, McGreevy, Tink Hence. What else do I have that I would be willing to give up? I got Jimmy Crooks, so I could go with Crooks and Wong behind home plate. Wei Lin. Matthews, Newbar, Walker. Yeah, I can't. I just can't. I don't make the deal, somebody will. That's the thing. I can't give up. Can't give up both of them. I mean, I'm okay giving up this package, but Matthews and Weatherholt, I think, is just a bridge too far for. If I take Wong off the list, that gives some other options. We would lose money. What if we do that? It changes it, but not enough. Do we give up Ivan Herrera and the number 28 prospect in the game? So you want both. You want two of those pitching prospects. And I think I would be, I think, okay with that. And you still want. Let's submit this. All right, so Matthews, Nootbaar, Gonzalez, Weatherholt, Walker. All right, so that hasn't changed. This is kind of where I wish I had a live studio audience, so to speak. Because part of me is saying, look, this is Garrett Crochet. He's 26 years old. He's a stud. He's probably going to want $30 million. But again, I think as the Cardinals, we'll be able to afford that. Back-to-back really good seasons. And then if we're running Gonzalez and Crochet at the top of our rotation, and then if we can find a way to move Sonny Gray's contract, all of a sudden we've got next year's a team option. So we decline that and we've got the money. I feel like I have to do this. So let's keep McGreevy. Let's start here. Let's start there. Okay, so that doesn't work. What if we put Quinn Matthews on there? All right, so now we go Herrera and Matthews. So Herrera, Matthews, and can we do it with McGreevy instead? Gorman, Matthews, Weatherholt. Gorman's not that special, truth be told. I think I found a deal I'm happy with. Can we get Connor Wong back with that deal? No. All right. So we're going to make huge moves here in this first offseason. We've already picked up Tony Gonzalez. We've already picked up Tony Gonzalez to be our ace. We have a contract offer out to Kyle Tucker. And then we're going to pick up Garrett Crochet from the Red Sox for Ivan Herrera, Tink Hence, Che-Wei Lin, and Nolan Gorman. That is going to throw some things out of whack from an offensive perspective for us, but with Weatherholt not that far away, I think I'm okay with this. Huge contract, huge deal right here. We're going to pull the trigger and we make a huge trade at the winter meetings. The fans aren't crazy about it, which is a little weird, but Crochet is now part of our rotation, and all of a sudden things look pretty darn good. Gonzalez, Crochet, Matthews, McGreevy, and Sonny Gray. From a lineup perspective, that does leave a couple of holes in our lineup. Right now, Pedro Pages is our starting catcher. Our catching situation with Crooks and Pages, not great. But Pages, I think, can hold down that starting catcher role. Maybe that makes Burleson our first baseman. Let's see about trading Sonny Gray. What if I retain half? All right. What can we get from a batter perspective? Kalinich, Gavin Lux, McMahon, Mike Bavey. Good contact bat, and Dalton Varsho. So not much. I'm not usually a big tear things down kind of guy, but it was just hard to pass up. Encarnacion Strand. Maybe we make that deal. Yeah, I think we pull the trigger here. We trade Gray back to Cincinnati, and that frees up some money. Gray's popular. Encarnacion Strand is free. Yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to take fan interest hits here. But I think, yeah, so Encarnacion Strand will become our starting first baseman. Burleson. I don't know what that means defensively. I think we're going to be pretty bad. Well, no, we got Kyle Tucker potentially coming in. We're waiting to hear back from him. So I think what I'm going to do is once we get the answer on Tucker, I'm going to call it. And then the next episode will be, we'll add a little bit on. We'll do international amateurs, spring training, opening day. So, all right, we're at the Rule 5. This was an absolutely absurd offseason for us. Things happened that I didn't expect to happen. Leonardo Bernal's a pretty good catcher, so we got him as well. Rom on the 40-man. All right, let's get into the Rule 5. Oh, we got Dylan Beavers on there. It's funny, he plays for Pittsburgh in this save. In my Pittsburgh save, I picked Beavers up on waivers from Baltimore as Pittsburgh. I don't like his ratings in this one. That power isn't developed enough for my liking. Tony Blanco, Selvis Basabe. I love the contact potential, but what do we got here? Andy Rodriguez, no. Eric Adler, no. They're just not developed enough. I don't think we make a move in the Rule 5. Beavers isn't bad. Roderick Arias, really good defensively, but that batch it's just not ready. And I think we're going to be further along than I think we're going to be with the changes we've made. Making sure I'm not missing anything, looking at all the 45s. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think we're making a Rule 5 pick draft, a Rule 5 draft pick this year. And we're just going to keep simming until we hear from Jordan Walker or from Kyle Tucker. Okay. Toronto. I'm not giving him that much money. All right, let's go back to free agency. Bellinger's still there. So let's talk to Bellinger instead. 3 years, 20. I mean, I'll do 3 years at 20 with the no trade clause. Is that something he would do? What about 4 years at 20 with the no trade clause? Nope. Nope, it's more than I want to pay. What does Bregman want? It's not a bad contract. We have so much money to spend, and we're going to get a bump just because of the ticket prices. We've got the money to spend. Do we just do it? Let's just go 3 years at 40. We're going to have the money to spend, so let's just do it. If anybody wants, if he wants more than that, I'm not going to give him more than that, but 3 years, $120 million, what the Red Sox just gave Bregman. I guess they gave him 90. Still nothing. Let's keep going. All right, so struggling. So this is where we can cancel the program. We'll go ahead and cancel his. Yeah, see, it will lock any bad hat. No, we're going to just leave it as it is. We're going to let these guys just try to continue on. Because if he's going to struggle, he's going to struggle. He's going to lose those attributes anyway. Still nothing from we did get him come back and say that it was a good offer, but nothing yet. All right, Simad, until the next month. Yeah, we're gonna have the money because we're gonna get a budget increase at the start of the preseason. Still nothing. All right, maybe we are gonna do international amateurs in this episode. Wasn't the plan, but let's just keep going. All right, we get Kyle Tucker. All right, so we give up a 3rd round pick for Kyle Tucker. We get the fan interest bump from it, which is huge. And we have added that big bat to our lineup. So Tucker is now in right field with Walker at DH. So we add to our offense. We add Kyle Tucker offensively. We subtract from our catching. We are now going to be starting Pedro Pages as our starting catcher, with Jimmy Crooks as his backup. That may be something we need to look into as we go forward. But from a pitching perspective, we have completely flipped our rotation on its head. We now have 2 elite starters at the top of our rotation. Yeah, that's not an unreasonable contract. That's one that I can afford. Let's see if he'll just take 4 at 25. What about that? Sure. 4 years, $108 million for Crochet. Tony Gonzalez is the big fish. Yeah, so we now have 2 elite starters at the top of a rotation with a couple of youngsters and then a wild card at the back. We're gonna have some money because again, once we hit preseason, we're gonna get a bump from our owner because of ticket sales. So yeah, that's going to do it here for this episode, guys. Let me know what you think. We made some monster moves. I didn't think that was going to be the case. I still have some questions about our offense, but I think it'll be okay, and we'll have some money to make some improvements. We do have Weatherholt waiting in the minors along with Garcia, who can both come up and help probably this year if needed. I would rather leave Weatherholt in AAA for the year, but we'll see how he does. Maybe he forces our hand. Garcia can play out he might be our 4th outfielder this year. He's good enough against left-handed hitting, and he's very good defensively. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So that's going to do it, guys. Let me know your thoughts about this episode. Big moves I wasn't expecting, but I didn't expect Gonzalez to be there, and I didn't expect Crochet to be on the block. So when you see him, you got to pounce. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to everybody soon.